we have had a lot of flash floods in July, an insane number of flash floods. We all know about the devastating flood in Texas that killed over 135 people. But I don't know if people are fully aware of all of these other sudden flash floods that had happened in New Mexico, Chicago, North Carolina, New York City, Kansas City, Missouri, Virginia, New Jersey, Duluth. A lot of people pointed at them and said, hey, look, you were cloud seeding just days before this flash flooding event in Texas. What's real? What isn't? What do you think's going on?
In regard to the manipulation of climate and weather, at this point, it's absolutely ludicrous that there's any debate about this going on. We have the U.S. government stating on the record what they consider to be the greatest national security threat is the collapsing climate. We have weather warfare as a matter of historical record going back to 1947, Project Cirrus, the first introduction of U.S. military manipulating hurricanes. Various countries, they are working together behind the scenes. We have Senate documents to prove that. It's not theory, it's not conjecture, it's not hypothesis. We have U.S. Senate documents, 800 pages long, going back to 1978, specifically outlining the intergovernmental cooperation between, quote, otherwise adversarial nations on climate engineering. And in the case of augmenting rainfall, we have Project Popeye, historical record in Vietnam. U.S. military so successful in the 60s at augmenting precipitation, creating floods, that by the 70s, the INMOD treaties were passed, environmental modification treaties, international treaties, forbidding weather manipulation in wartime, but not for a government to do this over their own population. Do you remember in the Olympics, the Chinese Olympics, a decade and a half ago, they said, don't worry about rain, we'll make sure it doesn't. That's how much power they have over precipitation. Engineering snowstorms. If people search Chinese scientists engineer snowstorm, they'll find everybody covered it. CNN, Popular Science, MSNBC, everybody. But if you bring it up here, suddenly you're accused of wearing a tinfoil hat. This is proven patented science, period. This is the crown jewel weapon of the military-industrial complex, the weapon with which they can, have been, and continue to manipulate populations and countries and blame nature.